Breaking Down the Law is sponsored by Battle-Born Injury Lawyers.
We are breaking down the law. Let me correct that. Each and every Wednesday here on News 3. Well, the Nevada government will convene for the 2021 session starting in February. As seen during this summer special session, Nevada faces major financial hurdles that will likely end any legislation that will require additional revenue. Now, while budget cuts will make up the majority of the legislature's work, proposed legislation that does not affect the budget could be proposed. And one of those pieces of legislation is a proposal to empower cities and counties to implement stringent gun control laws. Now, here to discuss that proposal and what it means is attorney Matt Hoffmann with Battle-Born Injury Lawyers. Pardon me, Matt. So, Matt, let's just jump right into it. What gun control measures are likely to be proposed next session?
Well, last session, they passed a pretty comprehensive gun bill. It was brought basically in response to October 1. So it banned bump stocks. It got rid of the gun show loophole for background checks. It was basically if you went to a gun store to buy a gun, you needed a background check, but you could go to a gun show in private sales, you didn't need one. So they got rid of that. And then there's a new red flag law, which I discussed in this program when it passed, basically that family members can report other family members to the court to try to get their guns taken away if they think that they're a threat. Basically, again, trying to eliminate mass shootings before they ever happen. But one part of it that didn't make it is a proposal to reverse state preemption law on gun control. And what that means is that the state kind of sets the law of the land, so to speak. And the assemblywoman who was at October 1 shooting and who had proposed the prior legislation, she indicated very recently that she's going to propose getting rid of the state preemption in the new session. So that's absolutely going to happen.
Well, speaking of could you kind of go in a little bit of detail exactly what is that state preemption law and then what it could mean for Nevadans?
Sure. So state preemption law is the idea of uniformity. Most states have it. I mean, like 45 have some form of preemption. And it basically so that every county, every city within a state has the same law. So whatever the state law is, that's the law of the land. What this would propose is to turn that around and make the state law the floor. That's the minimum gun control measures. And then the cities and counties would be free to have more stringent control. And that's what's being proposed. And that's what has some people like the NRA up in arms.
So, what is the likelihood of, say, Las Vegas becoming a so-called gun-free zone?
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever go that far. I mean, but potentially you could see a county situation. Let's say that Clark County wanted to make the Strip corridor a gun-free zone. You could see an attempt at that. Or assault-style weapons could be banned. But any attempt by the cities or counties, yes, they can't run afoul of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, but they also have to comply with the Nevada Constitution. And people should read it. It'll remind you that we're a frontier state. We're the Wild Wild West. Our Constitution goes further than the U.S. Constitution protecting gun rights. It says you have the right to bear arms for self-defense, for hunting, and for any other legal purpose or lawful purpose. So they can try to pass city and county ordinances that are more restrictive than the state law. I don't know that they would survive a state constitutional challenge, quite honestly. And so I think it'd be largely symbolic if this passes. But I've been wrong before. I guess we'll see.
Well, we've all been wrong before, Matt. That's why we have to just wait and see how it all plays out. But definitely keeping a close eye on what happens in February. And I'm sure we'll probably revisit this should it come up. So, Matt Hoffmann, always good to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your expertise.
All right. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you too, Matt.